The Wizard of Trains. It was summertime on the island of New Florida, and the sun was shining bright and the trains were working hard. They were being really useful. Amtrak was being useful especially because of its long distance and short distance routes. Dwee and Becky were delivering products to Flatport. They were early, so they had to stop and refuel. They arrived on time to see Christina and Shelley puffing off. "See you at the end of the line," called Shelley. And they steamed out of the station. Christina was on one end and Shelley was on the other. There were people going to the beach and hikes. And tick checks were mandatory. Mr. Cakester arrived with an important job. Some freight cars have to be shunted in Plofsburg Center, he said. "Dwee and Becky, you must go to work." "We're on it, sir," Dwee and Becky said at the same time. And they steamed out of Flatport. Becky was shunting hopper cars into place, while Dwee was doing a lot of more shunting, and the freight cars rolled toward another line of freight cars. When they did, there was trouble. They bumped two hopper cars of coal, and they rolled away. "I must go save that train!" called Becky. Then Shriva came with her goods train. "I'll make sure you don't crash into me," said Shriva, with her 155 freight cars. And Becky swung into action as the hopper cars rolled down the line. They went into a tunnel with no engine. It was terrifying. And Becky changed tracks to save the runaway hopper cars. Then they crashed through a low-hanging branch. And Becky made her way, and then the freight cars went faster and faster. "I got them," said Becky. And she was pleased. "I'll put on my brakes as soon as I can," she said, as she went through the tunnel. Becky braked as hard as she could, and she braked and then came to a complete grinding halt. Then there was trouble. Shriva was right behind her. On, faster, faster, laughed the freakers. They were bouncing around with their products. It was a long line of freight cars. and the wagons rolled. And Treva approached Becky. "Stop, Treva, please!" called Becky. "Don't crash into me!" But it was too late! They were engulfed in a cloud of smoke. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the brake van and rear car stayed on the tracks. This wouldn't have happened. "Sorry, Becky," moaned Treva. "I didn't see you there." "Don't worry, Dwee will pull you out." And Dwee came to the rescue, and she pulled Treva back onto the rails, along with Becky. "Hold on, Becky," she said, and then Becky was tugged back to safety, and at last they were safe. "Thank you very much," said Becky and Treva. And then the line was reopened, but the products behind were very broken. An Amtrak train called the Adirondack came into view, with its passengers on board. And it pulled into the station just in the nick of time. "There's a storm coming," puffed Becky. And she looked. She was right! Dark clouds loomed, and then the engines were asleep in the sheds that night, while the storm raged and raged. It was rampaging non-stop. Even the trains had to make it through the wind and rain. Although it was dangerous, but when the Amtrak train clattered along, there was trouble. A tree got struck by lightning. "It's safe in here," puffed Dwee. "It is," said Treva. "I'm glad I'm not out in the rain tonight. But Becky had a bad dream. She dreamed she was in the railroad underworld. She was speeding at 19,000 miles per hour. Great, and then it was too late! "Ouch!" she said. And then she threw up. "Gross!" wailed Becky. She was scared. And it woke up the engines, and then they went back to sleep. When the storm had passed, Gordon was pulling the express through the fog. The coaches clattered along. "Express coming through," Gordon said. Oh no, there's a tree on the line! Gordon's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late! Sasha was shunting some engine parts for Treva when she heard the news. Gordon tripped over a tree. She said, "Go save her, Becky." And Becky did so. "Thank you for coming," Gordon said. So Becky puffed with all her might. Her engine roared and her axles ached. But she pulled Gordon to safety. "Thank you, Becky," Gordon said. "You're the best engine ever." And so the express was pulled back onto the rails as well. Then Gordon had some special news. Sir Topham Hatt made a video called "On Top of Old Smoky" this morning. Gordon said, "We should watch it tonight." And the show began.
On top of Old Smoky, all covered with snow, I lost my true lover, for courting so slow.
For courting's a pleasure,
For courting's a pleasure,
but parting is grief,
parting is grief,
and a false-hearted lover
and a false-hearted lover
is worse than a thief.
is worse than a thief.
A thief will just rob you,
A thief will just rob you,
take what you have,
and take what you have.
but a false-hearted lover
But a false-hearted lover
will lead you to the grave,
will lead you to the grave,
and the grave will decay you,
and the grave will decay you,
turn you to dust.
and turn you to dust.
Not one boy in 100,
Not one boy in 100,
a poor girl can trust.
a poor girl can trust.
They'll hug you and kiss
They'll
you,
hug you and kiss you,
tell you more lies
and tell you more lies.
than cross ties on a railroad,
Cross ties on a railroad,
or stars in the
or
sky.
stars in the sky.
"That is a good night scene," puffed Dwee. "And that's James pulling a goods train," said Becky. The engines worked hard on the screen. They were being really useful with their goods. "I like that roulette interior," puffed Dwee. "I see all the freight cars in the yard." "The song has to start soon," said Becky.
So come all you young maidens,
Come all you young maidens,
listen to me.
and listen to me.
Never place your affection
Place your affection
on a green willow tree,
on a green willow tree.
for the leaves they will wither,
The leaves they will wither,
roots they will
the
die.
roots they will die.
You'll all be forsaken,
You'll all be forsaken,
and never know why.
never know why.
"That locomotive is controlled remotely by the cab car," puffed Dwee. "That's why it's operating backwards." "That was a nice video," puffed Becky. "It really was," said Dwee. "We'll be useful," said Gordon. "Of course we will," said Treva. "It was the best video ever seen on New Florida."